Hello, everyone, and welcome to Social Circle. My name is Arnav,
And my name is Abhijit.
and today we are going to talk about the job market in Australia. And to be honest, Australia is a very fascinating market. It's very diverse, a lot of challenges. When I came from my home country, it was completely different. I talked to so many people, and to be honest, it's a running joke that landing your first job in Australia is the hardest part. And to be honest, you need work experience to actually get a job. So it's like a closed loop at the same time.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Like that's the actual thing. Like you need experience, but you also need to work.
Yes.
But the main thing is the you are able to get some local experience that equates to local reference. So that helps you later. And apart from that, if we think about it, it also helps to pay the living cost.
Yeah.
Being an international student, you need some money to basically for your day-to-day expenses. Talking about jobs, I think your first job was in retail sector, right?
Absolutely right. I worked in a retail job, very first job. I wanted to work on my speaking skills, talking to people, getting to know their ways in life, and it was challenging. But the best part, it was all on weekends. So
Oh.
my education was not interrupted. I was working on Saturdays, and it helped my personality a lot, I would say. But I think your work experience was more fascinating when coming to people. What about your hospitality experience? Would you like sharing that?
Oh, sure, definitely. So if we see types of job in hospitality sector, the first one that actually comes in my mind is being a concierge. That is actually quite good. If you see, you are able to work at high establishments like places like hotels, places like mall. You're able to interact with people while wearing a suit, like a professional,
Yeah.
and you are able to improve your public speaking capabilities. The second type of job would be probably being a team member at places like Coles, Woolworths, McDonald's, or like any restaurant. The thing is, that is a very fast-paced environment. So you need to work, and you basically get to work out for free and
Yeah.
while getting paid. And that is also one of the places where you can develop your public speaking ability. You are able to see how the whole system works, how that particular industry works. And turns out this guy, he studied at University of Melbourne, and guess what? He has also worked in University of Melbourne. So Arnav, tell me one thing. How was it like? Same place, like uni, workplace. What was that like?
Yeah, I would say I am one of the lucky bunch. Me and few of my friends, we got very amazing opportunity at the university. The program was called Student at Work,
Oh.
and they have a lot of branches of specialization. And I would recommend all the students to explore within their universities if they can engage with the staff or network with people around them, and either work with a club or work with university for a program. There are research assistant roles. There are amazing positions within the university. And I was lucky to get something early on in my educational journey. And it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, I would say.
Definitely.
But yeah, like you were sharing your muscle gain stories where you are just throwing 25 kgs like it's peanuts.
Oh.
In your warehouse experience, would you like to share that?
Yeah, sure, sure. So me and a lot of my friends, the first job that we actually got here was in warehouse and factories.
Yeah.
So it was through a reference. It was through a friend of a friend's reference. So, but the thing was, while working there as well, we didn't get the job directly from like factory or like these warehouses. So how the whole system works, there are a lot of different recruitment agencies that you need to basically give interview. They see what is your aptitude, what you are able to do. They give you a trial run, and frankly speaking, for me it was a very good experience because the pay was actually really good because they have different shifts, 8 hour shifts that can be either day, afternoon, or night.
Wow.
And the best thing, or like the best experience I would say, is I really enjoyed working in factories because I was able to see how a particular industry works, how a particular product is made. And coming from electronics background, that was like literally yes, and being able to see how the production system work, and that was so good. I mean, Oh, by the way, I remember one of your friends. He did like I think Uber or DoorDash something.
Yeah, you're right. And that's a preferred job for a lot of newcomers in Australia. You can work as a delivery driver. My friend had a fascinating story. He used to ride his bicycle with like those food bags everywhere. And I was like, how are you managing riding so far off distances like every single day? But you can also have like buy a car or buy a vehicle here in Australia. By the way, your international driver's license is valid for up to roughly 6 months. I would recommend everyone to get their Australian licenses as soon as possible.
Yeah.
But it's a good exploration opportunity. But I would say more technically sound and more what to say techno savvy kind of a job is when you get your field job.
Oh,
And I
definitely.
think you were one of the lucky people to get that early in your career. So would you like to share that
Oh
story?
yeah, sure, sure. Like for me, it took like what 7 months just to actually land that first job. Like it was a lot of like cold emails, networking events, and different things. The thing is, you are able if you have some prior experience. Like one of my friends, she had 3 to 4 experience back in India, so she was able to land a job in marketing, which was her field of study. For me, I did masters in IT, and I was able to get a 6 month contract for working as a software developer, which was literally dream come true. So one thing I would actually like to mention is if you want to land a job in your field, you need to reach out to professionals in your own industry and be able to like handle the cold emails and also the rejections. That's just part of the process. And apart from that, you can work contract, part time, and even casual while working in your field. But the main key is network, 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 and get local references. Talking about this, I think there is a very interesting story about Australian work-life balance. So first of all, like everyone who comes to Australia, they want that awesome work-life balance. That's the like number one thing that Australia is famous for. And it all began at his uni, at University of Melbourne, right?
Yes, you're right. Actually, there was a very fascinating story at the old Quadrant building, the famous clock tower. Uh, it was mid 19th century, and the stonemasons behind the construction they wanted an 8-hour workday.
Oh, yeah.
So they were focusing on that work-life balance, and that was the foundation where it all started. Like you were there, you made a very nice Australian culture where people are not killing themselves with work,
Oh, yeah.
but they have a good life outside work. They are focusing on everything, their health, their families, and that is the beauty of Australia. And the minimum wage is also very good. It is, I think, roughly $26.5
Oh,
at the
yeah.
moment, which is a really good wage. But I think you might have a more context on the casual work opportunities in Australia. Would you
Oh,
like to give a light on that?
Oh yeah, definitely. So personally, I've worked part-time job as well, casual, contract, everything in between. So the thing is about casual. So whatever rate you are getting in part-time roles, it might be 26, it might be 32 on weekends, something like that. So you get something called loading. It might be 25% on top of the base rate, or it might be 50%. So, one thing I would actually like to share, one of my friends, he used to work on weekends as a bartender, just 16 hours. Because the thing is, it's like what, 25%, and on Sundays, 50%
Okay.
loading. And with that itself, he used to earn so much more. Like, I used to work like maybe 20 or 24 hours. He used to be like, nah, just on the weekends, that's enough. Uh, so that is that. But coming back, do you know what recently happened on 1st July?
Oh my, yeah. The rise in the visa prices, that was like diabolical. Like, I think the temporary visa just skyrocketed from 2.5 to roughly 6K, right?
Yeah, roughly 60. That's not the actually worrying part. Every 6 months it's going to increase by 20%. Just imagine that.
Just imagine it going like 10K in like few years. I don't think it's a laughing matter at all. It's getting pretty high for everyone, yeah?
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
But no matter what your visa is, either you are on a student visa, either you are on a temporary graduate visa, on a permanent visa, which is the very good opportunity, your work-life balance is all the same. and you have to focus on very important things like you should have tax knowledge, you should have superannuation knowledge. Would you like to touch a little bit on the taxes aspect?
Yeah, sure, sure. So when it comes to taxes, there are two ways you can pay tax. It depends on what kind of job you are doing. So first of all, the first thing is TFN.
Yeah.
That is called tax. Tax.
Tax file number.
Yeah, sorry, tax file number. So tax file number, that is the one thing you need to do. The first thing, as soon as you land in Australia, just do that, because I think it takes like what, 15 to 20 days.
Yeah, roughly. Yeah.
Roughly, right? So in that way, most of the places like Woolworths, Coles, 7-Eleven, or any other place you work, you mostly work on TFN. So there is also a component called tax withheld. So these companies withheld a tax that you later on get. Now, coming to tax slab. So if you're earning anywhere less than 18.2k, you don't have to pay tax. Whatever tax was withheld by that company, you straight away get back, mostly. Now, the second slab is somewhere between 18.2 to 45k, and you are taxed like around 16%, and above 45k is around what, 30%,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now, the second way you can basically pay taxes is something called ABN, that is Australian Business Number. So, the part about ABN is that you work as an independent contractor. That means you can work on at places like maybe Uber, DoorDash, or places where they don't want to handle your taxation. You have to file that taxation on your own and everything. And you can also work as a software developer using your ABN, and you can also do a different, like any business that you set up, you are working just for yourself. So you need to file your own tax. The only drawback about this is that there is no superannuation.
Yep.
And now you must be wondering, what exactly is superannuation? Why do I need superannuation, right?
Yeah.
Would you like to tell that?
Yeah, sure. So that's the retirement saving funds in Australia. You would generate super funds, and I would say just like TFN, you should get your super fund account ready as well. These two things are very important when you start a job, because every employer will ask for these details from your end. So if you are on a temporary visa and if you're leaving the country, you can claim all those funds back. But in general, super funds are released in your retirement age, around 65 years.
That's 60 to 65.
So just imagine, like after 65, you'll be like having a big bag of money in your hands, and that would be like lovely. That gives you more incentive to work like with your heart and do everything right, systemic way, so that you have good life afterwards. And it's really wise. I would suggest everyone to like do their own bit of research on taxes, on super funds. We will be also putting a lot of links in our description so that it helps you with your journey. And yeah, if you like the video, I would really like if you can subscribe to our channel, press a like button, leave a comment.
And yeah, by the way, this video wasn't sponsored by Coles, Woolworths, any recruitment agencies we have mentioned, or maybe like McDonald's or something.
That's absolutely correct. And I hope together we can build a very big social circle. Thank you for watching.